right, y'all, we're going to make the most adorable snowman door hanger. And let me show you what's going to come in this kit. So if you want to grab a kit for yourself, you can get it over at Keleas.com. And the link should be in the comments or the description. Here's the fun thing. This kit's going to come with all this. You're going to get a full roll of ribbon. You're going to get a little bit more than you need, so you'll have an extra for other projects. You'll get this Killer Magnolia spray, which is going to adorn our snowman. And it's got some great berries on it and greenery. And then we've got the Merry Christmas pick. Look how cute this is, guys. Decked out in the burlap on the edge, which is going to pull out the burlap in our guy. It's just perfect, the combination. So that's what you will get in your kit. Let's get started by just moving this all to the side a little bit and get the base going. So the first thing I'm going to do is he comes with a cute little winter scarf, but we want to take that off so we can kind of free up his neck area and get our design started. So it's tacked on here a little, which is okay. It might pull off a little paint. It's no big deal. I'm going to come to the back and just kind of cut this here in the middle. So that way, if I want to use this on something else, I can. I can definitely use it on something else. Now, he's also got this little guy on his hat. I'm going to take that off and gently pull it. It might leave a little glue or something, but it's no big deal. We're going to be covering these two areas up, and you'll never see it, okay? So he's naked. He's naked and afraid. Now I don't think he's afraid. He's free. Okay, so grab your Magnolia swag. We're going to use that first, and we'll be putting that right kind of in this area so you won't see the little paint missing, so don't worry about that. So the first thing we have to do with this is fluff it out. And in design school, we call that shaking our hands. Y'all, you know you can find out more about our design school at Keleas.com anytime. Just pop over there and get on the wait list if the class is currently not open. Okay, and that's called shaking hands. So I just fluffed it all out. I gave each piece its own little area. Now, this guy's a little bit long, so grab your wire cutters. I left mine over here. Let me get them. And I'm going to cut this where this section is in a separate area, okay? So I'm just going to cut that. So I'm getting two nice sprays. Little pine and then a magnolia. Okay? Put that over to the side. Now your kit does come with cable ties, so you'll be able to easily put it together. Now I want to talk about how I'm going to lay this out. So I know this will be somewhere right here. So I'm just going to start laying it on Mr. Snowman and make sure I like how it's developing. So a berry, a couple little magnolias. Now, grab the Merry Christmas spray. Now, it's got 3 Merry Christmas in there, which is a little bit of an overkill for such a small snowman. So I'm going to just take 2. So I'll separate this out and cut that top part out. So I'll have 2 of the Merry Christmas and leave the other down. So I'll trim that off. And then we'll put this to the side. We can use that for another project, or, you know, we may add it somewhere else in here as we're bringing them together. Okay, I'd like to stretch these out where one's, you know, a little higher than the other. Kind of give them a little spacing. So let's just slide that behind that one. Okay, so we got a Merry Christmas and we got a magnolia. How cute. So far, so good. And you can see we've already covered up that area that had the little bobo. We don't even have to worry about it. I know I want to attach this in the center so the weight kind of stays in the center of him. So let me grab this other bit of pine and let's use a little bit of that kind of coming up the back here. I don't need both pieces. I want to save a little for up here on the hat. So let me trim it off, that one little piece. We'll save that over to the side. And I'm going to have this kind of come behind here. Okay, so I'm creating my own little clusters that can go here together. I always hit my sign. You know, I work so hard to get that straight, and then I knock it. So you see I've created a little swag to go right on top of them. Isn't that cute? Isn't that precious? All right, let's just bring that off to the side for a second and flip it over so I can kind of see what I have going on. All right, and the reason I did that is I don't need all this length, but I didn't want to cut it too early. So now I know I'm just going to trim these off. Okay. And those are some good strong wires, you guys. If you want to save those for another project, you can. Now I'm going to come in and go ahead and tie this all together. Let's get it secured. Yay! I just bring it in, tighten it up. Boom. Trim that off. Okay. Now you can decide exactly where you want to put it. I'm going to put him right about here. Kind of don't cover up his face too much. He needs to be a little bit in the center so he won't hang crooked. So you have to think about that. Look at me bring these berries to the front. I don't want to hide them with my greenery. Put some nice layering there. Okay, so right there will work great. Now, grab your awl, and we will take, and you can close down your magnolia for just a minute. And I'm going to just kind of mark 2 little dots so I know where to put some holes. So we need to punch holes from the front to the back. Just put your fingers wide so you don't poke yourself. You see here how I'm coming through? And punch that hole nice and wide because there's batting in here and we've got to be able to get through the batting. Okay, good. That one's in. So I'm going to gently pull that out. Just back it out. Keep rotating the awl so you keep making a nice hole we can get back through. I'm going to go ahead and press it down. And while it's got nice and open, I'm going to put my cable tie to the back, which can be challenging, but we're going to try. There it goes. Yay! So see, it came right through. Okay, now we need to do the same thing with it going through the other side where we made our little mark. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Just push through. I'm putting my fingers, separating it wide to add some pressure, but make sure you don't poke yourself. And just keep twisting it so it stays tight in the hole, and I'm going to pull it out and then just push my cable tie back through the hole. Okay. Hopefully you don't have to wiggle it around too much. It can be the, oh yay, we got it through. Okay, so look at there. It's going right through the snowman, and that's going to work perfect to attach our cluster on. So let's just put it on right in the middle. And I'm going to get it really tight now, nice and tight, however direction I want it. I kind of want it sideways, but I want to make sure he's still going to sit straight. I'll move his arms out a little. How cute is that? Okay, so we've got it nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. Cutie patootie. Now, let's go ahead and make a little bow for the center to go right in the middle. I know you can't see it too good, but there we got a hole we've got to cover up and work on. So, you remember our ribbon. Let's grab that. And we're going to make just a really simple little bow. I think I'd like a couple of tails to hang down here about the length of the flower. So just measure that out. Okay, a little bit down to the greenery. Come to the center and then twist. Okay. Now I'm just going to make a 1 loop here. And I'm just measuring on his body. Like, how big would I like it? A little bit smaller, I think. And twist. Make another one on this side. Now we can scrunch it. And just bring those tails down. So go ahead and lay it in there. See if you like the size. I think that works fine. Works just fine. I will cut this tail to match this tail. So somewhere about here. I'm still holding the middle of my bow while I just trim that off. Okay. There he is. Grab a cable tie. And we'll just get the center of this guy looking good. Get him nice and tight. We're going to need to put in another cable tie in a second. But I'm holding the middle. And I'm fluffing him out. I'm going to put him about right here. So just double check the links. Make sure you're happy with everything. I like the edge on this. It's helping it pop out from everything else. Picking up the white from the snowman. Love it. Now let's put in a back cable tie. Okay. And just get it nice and tight. Alright, so this is what we're going to be using to attach. And I'm going to cut off the tail that you see flopping around. Don't worry. It's coming off. Alright, now the next thing I like to do is I like to cover the center of that. Just to make it, just have another cute little element. It's kind of my signature thing. You don't have to do that. I'm going to take about a 12-inch piece of ribbon, fold it on itself till I get the pattern I want, which I really like. That line going down the middle. That looks nice and sharp, and you can make it really fun and bulky like that. And I'm just going to tie a little knot in the back where you won't see it. Because we don't have room, we're not going to tie 2 knots, just 1. But it'll be plenty tight, you don't have to worry. And I'm trimming off the excess tail on the ribbon. And let's put it in. Let's go in here. Okay, it's going to go right over the attachment area. All right, so I'm just going to go grab under that cluster, and then we're going to tie it on its own cable tie here. That's going to be so cute, y'all. This is fun. We're just making our own little arrangement right on Mr. Snowman, and I'm knocking my sign. One day I'll learn. Should just put on a digital sign. It wouldn't get into my way, would it? All right, let's pull those down and fluff it up. Okay, get the tails going where you want them, and I want them to kind of tuck under those leaves. I think that's fun. Come down here and curl. Get a curl going on. Let me get a little tighter curl. I like this tighter. Yeah, cute. Bring that down. This side, same thing. I'm a fan of curling. You try what you like best. Now let's open up the magnolia and see what else we're going to need down here in the center. So I kind of want to camouflage this area right here in the middle. So what I think would be fun is if we used a little bit of greenery in there. So this piece kind of sticks up. Let's cut that off. We have this one we can use too. Well, we could use that one. Let's see, how much do I have left for the hat? 'Cause I want to do a little bit on the hat. I've got enough for the hat. Let's go ahead and use this one we cut off. This is okay. I'm going to change the angle on you guys. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take this one and we're going to be gluing it in down here where it can kind of shoot out of the bow, if you like that. The other option is take it behind here and pop it under the bow here and leave it a little more naked around there. But I kind of like it looking like the bow is layered in there. And in design school we call that breaking the plane. So I want to break the plane of the ribbons. But I'm going to have to do this with glue, I think. Well, maybe not. I can tie it to down here. I'm okay. We can tie it. Let's do that. Okay, so cable tie going around the base of that pine, and I'm grabbing that lead wire that is here on the magnolia stem. Okay, I got it. I got it. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little glue also right next to that so I know it can't come out. Okay, so I'm working right under the magnolia. So let's just put a little bit of glue. You could use your glue gun at home. Just be really careful because it's so hot. I'm just going to tack it with my glue pot and my dowel rod. All right, that looks good. And I'll just take the leaves and kind of push them up against the glue so it holds it and you don't see it. Just make a little sandwich. And now open up my magnolia again. And voila! That is all tucked in and hidden. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we've got to make his hat cute. Fluff back out your bow. Got to have a cute looking bow. Okay. Now here's a couple different options. I also think he's really cute with the scarf and doing his hat. Let me show you the scarf. Really easy to put a scarf on this dude. You just come in the back here with your ribbon. And you can have a little scarf. Now depending how long you want his ends of his scarf, just kind of measure it over right here. Okay. And let's have the scarf kind of crisscross over. It could do it on this side without too much trouble. I'm just going to take and crisscross it on top of each other and then just fold it down. Just bring it down where it's not covering his mouth. So we'll put it right behind the flowers, which is really neat because that helps break the plane of the flowers too. So I'm just loosening my knot a little bit. Okay, and we're going right back over that area where the paint came off. Remember that? Let's cut these a little shorter. These are going to hang down, but I want you to see that this is his scarf. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit shorter. And let's cut it a little different. Let's dovetail it so that it looks a little bit different. Ah, cute! And then this one we'll do the same thing with. Now, we are going to glue these down so you can, they stay in the background. Okay, so you can use a glue gun. I'm going to be using my glue pot and just tap those down really quickly. So I'm going to that spot under his neck where the paint came off. We're going to put a little bit there. Just a couple of dots of glue. When you see me twirl it, guys, I'm just keeping the strings from happening. Whoop, a little hot under there. Right under the knot. Give it a twist. All right. Tack that down. Oh, got a little glue on that. We don't want glue over there. And then I'm going to put a little piece down here, just a little glue down here to tack this down. It's not doing anything but just keeping it from popping up. Okay, cute. So there is the scarf. Isn't that precious? And that's in the background. So you can see we're layering our design. We're building it up little by little. Okay. Now we're going to work on the top part of the hat here. So let me get these guys pulled over. And we're going to need a little bit of pine, a little bit of fun up at the top. Now, we can add the other Merry Christmas to the hat if we wanted. It could shoot off the top here, but I just feel like it's just too much. So I'm going to pull this piece off, and we'll just save that for something else. Just cut it off here. Okay. And we've got this cute little pine cluster that I think could sit up here just nicely. It's similar to the one that was up here, but it's a little bit longer. I'm just going to trim it. Okay. So it could sit there, and we could glue that, I think, without too much trouble. If whatever you decide to build up here is larger and you want to tie it in, we can do that also. So that's going to go there with a little bow. Now let's see if we want to steal anything from the... I wonder if we could take our snowflake off the ribbon. I don't know if we could totally get it off the ribbon, but what we can also do is we can cut that ribbon off the back and still use this little snowflake. I'm just going to trim it off really tight. So if you just started watching, you're like, where did that snowflake come from? He was at the beginning of the video. He came on there and we just pulled him off. All right, so we're going to be using like a little cluster like this, a shorty. This is the original one, a shorty and a longie. Now we could just put the snowflake there, or we could put a bow and a snowflake. Let's see. Before we glue, we're just playing with it. Let's just do a really simple bow. We tie just a loop and a loop, 2 loops, and we can cinch it in the center, just right here, and we could tie it. Okay, so if we put that right there, oh, that would be cute. Let's do that. Sounds fun. So I'm coming in with a cable tie to tie the center. All right, don't get it too tight yet. We're going to put an attachment cable tie in the back, but we'll use the attachment cable tie to kind of tie that whole section together. Let me grab one more, guys. They're over here. We're going to need a couple more of those. Coming in with that one. And I'm going to pull it down. All right. Trim it off. Okay, so we have the long cable tie attached to the baby bow with little tails. And this is all going to tie right into the top of the hat, okay? So pay attention to the way your cable tie goes so we can put the holes in the right places. This is from the earlier one we had there, okay? So I'm going to gently just push in. We're going to make 2 little easy holes. Yay, there goes the first one. Make one more. Make sure you're going all the way to the back and watch your fingers, watch your table. With the awl, we don't want to be poking a hole in a good table. No, no, no. Mamas don't appreciate that. Ask me how I know. Nor do they appreciate fake snow all over their kitchen. Ask me how I know. Okay, I'm going to go in on this side, guys. I'm just coming back up through the hole. Sometimes it's a little hard to get. Yay! Got it! So it's coming through in and over, and there's our bow. So this time it's all one piece, okay? So let's take this piece, put it in. We're going to grab plenty of that. Then I'm going to take the baby piece at the bottom, and we'll grab our little cable tie, and we're going to pull it tight. This is so much fun. You can add as little or as much as you want. And because all these components have wires in them, I can bend them up, around, over, to the side. See how cute he is? Hey, look at there. He's turning out so cute. Okay, cut his cable tie off. Alrighty, okay. So we got a scarf, we've got a back bow here with the pine, we've got the pretty tails that are going to be going down. Isn't that cute as can be? Now, here's our snowflake, and I think we're just going to put that right in the middle of the bow. Let me trim a little bit more of this jute off the back. I'm just sawing it down. I can't pull it all off because of the glue, but I'm going to just get it where I can't see it between the snowflakes. Alright. A touch of it's okay. I mean, we have the whole burlap look going. Alright, we're going to put it right there. Right? Oh, that's perfect in the middle of the bow. Let's do it. Let me go over here, grab some glue. This is glue from my glue pot. I'm just going to gently put a little on my base. So that's kind of going to work good because it's going to hold it to that fabric. And I'm just going to push that right in the center of my bow. Make sure I have my bow where I want it, my tails where I want them. Want a little curl action, you can. Curl them up. Y'all, we did it! We did it! I love it! I love it. I can't wait for you to try your own snowman door hanger, guys. He turned out really good. And he's a totally different look with all the fun buffalo plaid. And of course, the Merry Christmas. Y'all, we've got the kit available right on Keleas.com. Come and join us next time we're here. We'd love to see you. Make sure you follow us everywhere because we've got more creations for you. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.